Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a good week. I just thought I would make this short video to let you know exactly what you need to be doing before session 4. This is just for the people that attended this Wednesday's session, session 3, on confidentiality. You were given a hard copy of a workbook, although I believe Jane's about to upload this to Moodle, that you need to complete before the next session. On the front cover you need to put your name somewhere. This is because I'm going to be inundated with lots of these, and if I've got 30 odd workbooks with no names on, I'm going to really struggle to find out whose is whose. I gave you a copy of Blackpool Social Services Confidentiality Policy. You all had an individual copy. And if you look through your textbooks, there's a number of other confidentiality policies or policies relating to confidentiality, things like the Data Protection Act that you may choose to look at. In the box, it asks you the policy name, so you need to put the name of the policy you're going to look at, and then you need to read through it and decide what the key points are. Think about, are the key points to protect service users? Are they there so you know what your role is and making sure that you don't discuss anything outside of the workplace that might sort of implicate somebody in something? Yeah. And that goes in the second column. So you'll come up with a number of points and your role, specifically your role, that's what you need to be thinking about. The same with policy 2, name the policy there. The key points of that policy, it may be the Data Protection Act, it may be your work policy that you were given, and your role in ensuring that confidentiality is maintained. On the back page, it asks you to summarise the key points of the Data Protection Act, Caldecott Principles, and the CQC Code of Practice. We did look at the Data Protection Act, although again that's in your textbook, and we also looked at the Caldecott Principles. I think you were given a handout on that, and also you'll find a wealth of information on the Caldecott Principles on the internet. Give an example of when you've used this, yeah, in that column there, or some part of the legislation, yeah, just in that column there. The second part you need to look at, and please ignore my scribbles on here because these were my notes when I was talking to you, is your professional development and monitoring your performance. In the first box, you need to explain how your performance is reviewed. I'm assuming that in the workplace you have some sort of appraisal and supervision. Tell me how that takes place, who's present. Talk about a recent review that you had and some targets that you were set. Maybe whether you were thinking about doing some specific training. If you've got a service user that has diabetes, do you need to know more about that? Did you go and find out more about that? Certain type of medication you use, what are the side effects? Did you find out about that? That's what you need to put in there, yeah? Talk about who decided upon this target. I can think of one really good target that you've probably been set, and that is to complete a certain apprenticeship that you're now working towards. Who did you decide that with? How was it discussed? What is your target? When do you aim to complete that? Yeah? Good. The next set of boxes, we need to talk about reflection. We did discuss reflection in class. We talked about how it's important to reflect on what happened after a specific incident, things that went well, things that didn't go so well, what you might do differently next time. Did you learn anything from your peers? Did you think, they really handled that well? You know, I might try that myself next time. That's about reflection and how this improves the quality of the service you provide to your service users. Okay? Tell me why that's important. I've just briefly touched on that. Again, it's about improving quality, improving the quality of the standard of care that you deliver. In the bottom box, we discussed values and belief systems. Why is this important? Why is it important that you're aware of your own belief systems and values? You need to be maybe thinking about, you have a duty of care to care for everybody in your care, whether or not you share their values and beliefs. A good example might be something like, I've worked with providing end-of-life care, and there are certain cultures that actually refuse pain relief because they think they're being punished for misdemeanours in life, or they may not want to die with a clouded mind, they want to die with a clear mind for when they meet their maker. Now, to me, someone in that situation, my value and belief system says they should be accepting as much pain relief as possible, but it's their choice. I have to respect it. I have a duty of care, and that's my beliefs, not necessarily theirs. Okay? And in the last box, you're asked to provide a reflective account. Think about an incident that happened at work. Do you ever get together and discuss it as a team afterwards? If you don't, it's quite good practice to do that. Again, you should be thinking about, well, what went well? What would we do differently next time? Is there a trigger? Does this always happen to Mr. X? He always behaves like this when this thing happens. Can we avoid that? Can we reduce his stress levels so that it doesn't trigger this kind of behaviour again? All those are the kinds of things you need to be thinking about and completing that box. When you've done that, get it back to me. You can either submit it electronically or you can bring it next time you see me. And I hope this has helped. Okay, I'll see you all again soon.